Hello there, friends. This is your final video in the mini course. Are you sad? Don't worry, we can still hang out. So far, we've talked about steps 1 through 4. Letting those steps run through your veins will nourish your spirit and help you see what's possible if you harness focus and emotional energy. Now let's delve into the power of choosing what perspective we see challenges from and get to brainstorming a new life experiment. When you choose to see life as an experiment, your perspective changes from having set expectations and rigid definitions of success to using a lens of discovery and interest where you're excited to find out what's possible. Instead of feeling afraid of what might happen, choose to focus on the positive things that could happen. Better yet, start doing whatever your brain's been tossing around, and you won't have to imagine the outcomes. You'll be learning and enjoying by bringing your thoughts into action or going from passive to active. In scientific experiments, we start with a hypothesis or an idea that we want to prove wrong. Anyone can look for evidence to prove themselves right and find it. It's only when we're willing to find out where our ideas can be expanded that we stay curious and receptive to the world. Back up from your projects and interests. Take a look at life from the perspective of your higher goals. Isn't your real goal related to taking in all life has to offer, to give and receive love, to connect with other energies or with your deeper purpose? You're constantly being presented with the opportunity to fulfill those goals. With each decision, with each encounter, you can choose loving over fear. There's no failing at this either, because each flex of your heart muscle makes you stronger. Here's another question I want you to let go through you. How would it feel to try things out without the pressure of getting things right or being perfect? After studying theater arts in school, Amanda Palmer started her career off as a street busker. She created a silent statue character called the 8-foot-tall bride. She knew what she loved doing, and she put herself out there in a way that didn't require many resources, beyond her own talent and skills and the courage to be vulnerable. Amanda kept following her inspiration, making new connections with other artists, and eventually she evolved into what she is today. And she'll keep evolving. This is a great example of starting where you are with what you have and taking action. Let's say you want to build a business. Think about what you already know how to do. What skills and interests do you have? What tools do you possess? What resources can you tap into? Start there. Don't look at those folks who are beyond where you're at and think you have to start where they are. Nope, that's not where they started. You gotta stop comparing and start creating. Drop your walls and get vulnerable here. Show me that messy good stuff, that beauty and brilliance you've been hiding away. I see you. Being productive can mean many things. I've dealt with depression and anxiety since I was a child. There are weeks at a time where I just can't put myself out there in the world. I have systems in place for when I require periods of regeneration and healing. Health and well-being is always a top priority. I'm a top priority. Without me, this train ain't going nowhere. Even when we're not tending to a big to-do list, we're being productive. Emotional work is real work. Caring for ourselves and our families is real work. Being productive might mean healing. You might be in a cocoon. Being productive can look like being there for a friend. Our world wouldn't exist without these types of labor. Honor where you're at in life. If you're in a healing mode, your focus will be different than it would be in a more energetic mode. If you already have a full plate of projects, you may want to choose a less time-consuming topic to experiment with this time, or choose something you're already working on and use this process to bring it into focus and look at it from a new perspective. We have a tendency to view work as activities we're paid for, but anything that takes focus, time, and energy is work. Acknowledge all the work you do every day, even when the pay is personal growth or healing or love instead of money. The more you honor all parts and pieces of you, the more energy you have to put into the world. One of the most important things about feeling confident moving forward is radical acceptance. Accepting who you are, where you are, and the challenges you have, and just leaning in, not resisting it. Radically accepting what exists and wrapping it all in a blanket of compassion. Don't feel bad if you've been hard on yourself. It's human to be self-critical. Everything you've been experiencing and will experience, it's all human. You're never alone. What happens when you take action on your thoughts and dreams will far exceed anything you could imagine. Are you excited? Get excited. There is so much possibility. I want you to brainstorm a list of things you might want to do as an experiment right now. It could be a personal development project you've been thinking about. Maybe you want to cultivate a state of compassion or non-judgment. If you're not sure where you want to start, I've created a list of inquiries to help you get clear on what you want and where you're at. Asking yourself questions is something we tend not to do, yet it's the best practice for getting in contact with what makes us tick. Dig deep into the questions in the worksheet if you need some help before you brainstorm. Let's take a look at the example worksheet I filled out for you. There are links in both the workbook and under this video in the course area to the example brainstorm worksheet and a blank worksheet for you to fill out. Instructions on how to save this to your Google Drive or computer are also under this video. The worksheet includes brief instructions before each step. The first step is a brainstorm of general topics you might want to explore. You can see mine here. These are all areas of interest that easily flew out of my brain into the worksheet. I didn't take much time or effort in thinking about them. They're topics I contemplate on a regular basis, and they're near the forefront of my mind. This is where some of us get caught up. How do we know what we should do next? What's the most important? What will I enjoy? What will bring me the results I'm looking for? The answer to all of these questions is try it and see. It's your life. You're blazing your own path here. You can learn from other stories and how they did it. You can study the greats and absorb a breadth of knowledge about your interests, but to really push through to the next level of being requires you to live and take risks. Don't let this step hold you back. You can always choose another thing to explore after you give this topic a whirl. Just choose quickly and flow on. Take these topics and put them in order of priority. Think about what your goal is here. Do you want to have more fun in your life? Are you expanding your business, developing new habits or characteristics? I chose some of my favorite topics: mindfulness and energy optimization, camping, because it's prime camping season while I'm creating this course for you, and greening my home. It's a gradual process. I look at it repeatedly every season. I decided I'm already doing enough with the first two topics on my list, and my workload is pretty heavy. So I chose to green my apartment for this experiment. It's important to me, it fits in my schedule, and sounds like fun. We brainstormed a list of options for a life experiment, narrowed it down, prioritized the list, and chose a topic to focus on for a specified period of time. Congrats, my friends, you have completed this mini course now. How does it feel? Are you excited to move forward with your experiment? Do you feel more confident, more at ease in your skin? I would love to know how you feel and what you'll be doing next. You can access a 5-question survey about the course below this video. In that survey, you can cast your vote for the course I'm going to make next. I have loved making this course for you, and I hope to hear from you soon and see you around. May we all be peaceful, may we all feel loved, and may we all prosper.